NFL Week 13 best picks. In this video, we'll go through every game on Sunday as well as Monday Night Football. I'll give you your favorite side or total in every single game. We can't skip any of them. As always, my name is Austin. I'll be joined by Logan in just one moment. As always, every game is time-stamped down below. Let's dive into things. I do want to put out one quick reminder out there. We will be having a separate video posted Saturday evening with all of our props and parlays. A little bit of a weirder schedule this week given the Thanksgiving Day games, the Friday game. So again, we're just gonna have one props and parlays video with every single prop I post. They're up about 26, 27 units on the season. So make sure you tap into that if you haven't already. We'll be posted at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. But as I said, I'm not just alone here today. Logan, it's good to see you. You held down the fort last week for the people, but you know what? Let's just wipe the slate clean. We're ready for a full slate of Sunday action. And why waste anyone's time? Let's dive into the first game, an AFC South battle, as we have a pretty good matchup. We have the Colts taking on the Texans. The Colts are 3.5-point favorites at home. Over under 44.5. CJ Stroud back under center for the Texans. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because Davis Mills has been looking really, really good for them. But Logan, what are you feeling in this game?
It's that lack of quarterback continuity, I think, is one of the more appealing reasons to take Colts. I mean, look at the Colts last week. They had every opportunity to win that game against the Chiefs. Again, the Chiefs just came from behind. It's really hard to win at Arrowhead. I one of my best bets of the week was Chiefs. Look, you hate to see that, but the Colts are still a very good football team, still playing at a high level. I think Daniel Jones is going to be able to still navigate his way around this very, very difficult Houston defense that looked great against Josh Allen. Again, I mentioned I like the Texans in that game. I love them plus the points. They didn't need the points. They won outright against Bills on Thursday night. A great showing from that Houston team. But I just don't think on the road in this spot, CJ Stroud's necessarily going to have any offensive continuity. He's going to be looking for guys like Nico Collins. If they're able to get him, stop him, stop Woody Marks as well. Woody Marks had a great day on the ground. That was a different matchup. The Bills terrible against the run. I still think it's all Colts in this one.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth on this game. I'm kind of in agreement with you with the Colts, but I actually like the under in this game at 44.5. I think, obviously, the Texans, we know how good their defense is. They have struggled in years past to slow down Jonathan Taylor, but their defense, in my opinion, is playing at the best it's played in the last decade. Like, they've been really, really good. But CJ Stroud coming back in, I could see a little bit of struggles there. And this is already a Texans offense that it doesn't inspire anyone. Like the rushing attack, fine. Woody Marks had one good game, but again, he's often averaging like 2 yards per carry. And then it's just Nico Collins against some very good cornerbacks for the Texans. Although I will note Nico Collins has dominated the Colts in the past, but we'll see. This is a different secondary. As for the Colts offense, they've been really good, but that Daniel Jones fibula kind of fracture injury gives me a little bit of I don't know if I really like this offense a ton. And if he's any bit limited, it's going to put a really big damper into their plans in this offense. And we already know how good that Texans defense is. So 44.5, I could see this game 24-20. I think that's honestly a lot of points. I do lean the Colts though with you, but I do like the under a little bit more. Logan, let's get to your favorite team. As we're the Rams taking on the Panthers. Panthers are 10.5-point dogs here, over under 44.5. Logan, what is the status on Panther Nation? How are we feeling?
Well, going into Monday Night Football last week, I was cautiously optimistic. I was like, maybe they can hang around San Francisco. They just got even more banged up. An already banged up team got even more banged up. There's no reason for me to be on any other side than the Rams. So I'm going to be on the Rams. I'll lay the 10. It's 10.5 on some books. I don't even care. I think they win this game by 14 plus. They're so much better than Carolina. They are rolling. They're an NFC juggernaut. All of the above. I've mentioned the time to back Carolina is at home, and I do think they can be scrappy in this one. Maybe keep it a one-possession game in the first half. But the wheels fall off for this Panthers team in the second half. They are missing key guys in that secondary. J.C. Horn, Merrick as well, suspended for a really stupid thing at the end of that San Francisco game. Panthers Nation is not expecting any good things in this game, especially not against Matt Stafford, a very veteran Ram squad. I think they come in and absolutely roll the Panthers. Not a good spot to be on Carolina, but yeah, it's not going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's not looking great. I will be on the first half under, though. It's 23.5. I think, and you'll notice when people watch my player props video, I am heavy in on Rico Dowdle. There's a reason he's on the thumbnail. I think the Panthers' attack here is we're running the football nonstop. Last week, you saw Dowdle have, 6 carries for I don't know, he's averaging 6 yards per carry, and they just didn't run it anymore. And I believe Dave Canales even talked about, like, hey, it's on him. They didn't run it. Wouldn't be shocked if this is a heavy ground game, even if they are trailing. We've seen the Panthers trail before, and they still run the football. They don't want this Rams defense, especially that D line, to be teeing off on Bryce Young. And while the Rams defense has been good at stopping the run, they really aren't giving up a ton of long runs, but they are giving up a couple, 4 or 5 yards per carry to the last few running backs they faced. So I think the Panthers, if they have any chance of being even close in this game, it is running the football. You're going to see some 7-8 minute drives. We're just chewing the clock. The problem with that is I have no faith in Bryce Young in the red zone. So I think there's some field goals here. Really, I think if that first half under loses, it's because Matthew Stafford and company put up a ton of points. But I'm hoping the Panthers chew clock method here wins and gets me at least out of the first half. And then I don't care what the hell happens. I like the first half under for that game. Our next game is the lowest total on the board, Logan. The 49ers taking on the Browns, a 35.5 point total. San Fran is 4.5 point favorites. I'm going to be on the under, Logan. You can't set this one low enough. We've seen Brock Purdy struggle against the Browns in years past. And Brock Purdy, he threw 3 interceptions against your Panthers? Nasty game. This is a 49ers offense that can't really run the football too well. CMC gets it 100 times a game, but he's averaging like 3 yards per carry. And when they're throwing it, they're going to be having Myles Garrett trying to set the NFL season record for sacks. I don't see them having a ton of success. And then the Browns offense, it was Shedeur Sanders. I have no faith in them. 35.5. I know it's super low, but I think it cashes. So give me the under. Logan, what do you like though?
I'm right there with you. I'm on the under in this game too. Really, you can't be scared of taking unders this late into the year because the books are dialing in on totals. So when they set a total pretty low in the mid 30s, you have to assume that the game flow is going to dictate that. And game flow definitely. These two offenses are not operating at high levels. You look at the Niners, really, they only put up a lot of their points. It was all on the back of Christian McCaffrey. And say what you want about the Browns, but the Browns defense is equipped to, I think, stop CMC. I think they'll be able to really get after Brock Purdy. He's shown really a lack of accuracy. He was throwing interceptions. Some of them were bad reads. Some of them were just inaccurate. And why would they want to drop him back a ton in this game? They're not going to ask him to take deep shots. That's just not how you beat the Browns. You have to take what they give you, and they're not going to be giving a whole lot. And on the other side, you mentioned Shedeur Sanders. Do we really think he's going to light up the Niners? No. The pass rush will be there. They will get to Shedeur Sanders. I love the under as well with you.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we could lose in a game that's 20-17 is sad, but I don't even care. Don't make that low as you want. I love it. Bad weather there as well. Our next game is an AFC South battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and Tennessee Titans. Now, the Titans are at 6.5 point dogs at home, over under 41.5. Cam Ward been looking better as of late. I know last week they didn't win, but good teams win, great teams cover. So they covered against the Seahawks as big dogs. Do you think you'd want to run it back with the Titans here? What are you feeling here? This feels like a good trap spot for Jacksonville.
It does feel like a good trap spot for Jacksonville, which is why I'm on the Titans. There are a few teams that I really just can't back week in and week out. The Jaguars make that list of I don't know what I'm going to get. Could they go into Tennessee and win by 14? They could. Could they also lose outright in this game? Absolutely, because that's how volatile this Jaguars team is. I think the Titans are building a little bit of momentum. The fact that they're once again at home, I think is an important factor in this one. And Cam Ward, with rookie quarterbacks, more experience under your belt, always a good thing. He's establishing more of a rapport with these receivers like DK, etc. I think this Titans offense is good enough to put up some points on Jacksonville themselves and really get a good way to keeping this a one possession game. Because all I ask for the Titans in this one is just keep it a one possession game where the Jaguars, they get tight, at the end. I'm not going to say the full phrase, but they have tight, whats, because that's what the Jaguars do. They fold in late game situations, and could they see the Titans stealing this one? So once again, home underdogs in a divisional game. Give me the Titans.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Jags team total under 24.5. So in the same line of thinking as you. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence and company on the road. But now you get Brian Thomas Jr. back. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I have no idea. Him and Trevor Lawrence have never had a good connection in their 2 years playing together. Him coming back from a twisted ankle, a high ankle sprain or whatever it was. I have no faith there. And I do think the Titans offense is slowly starting to come around. I believe I saw Cam Ward had 250 or more passing yards in 3 of his last 4. So again, some of that garbage time. They have had some uncompetitive games, but a 4th straight game at home here. This feels like a spot where they show up, at least defense wise. And I just don't have much faith in the Jags offense. They just, some weeks they look good. Some weeks you're like, I don't like what I'm seeing from him. And last week they tried choking against the Cardinals, but I'll take a chance here. I mean, you see I'm looking at their last time they were in Tennessee. 10-6 was the final score. Nasty. And then when they played them at home, it was 20-13. So again, I don't have a lot of faith though in that offense. So give me the under. The Jets over the Jags. I hope the Titans score a ton of points. The Jets taking on the Falcons. Yeah, this is where we are. 39.5 total. 2.5-point dogs taking on Kirko. Jeez, man, just end it. End the season. I mean, I haven't watched a Jet game in years. It feels like I just want the season over. But Logan, I can lead things off here. I'm gonna, man, I don't even know what. How do you even do? Fine, give me the Jets.
Oh no,
The Jets find ways to screw up tanking. I don't even want to win these games, and we'll find a way to beat Kirko. I don't think the Jets actually have been that bad. I think this Jets defense is slowly improving. They've been pretty good at stopping the run. We saw them do a good job slowing down Derrick Henry and company last week. And Kirk Cousins, I just don't have enough faith in that man. No Drake London again this week. They beat the Saints, sure, but now going on the road here, I just don't feel like the Falcons are super inspired. I feel like we'll get a good effort from the Jets team. Tyrod Taylor gives them at least something to work with. John Mechie, A.D. Mitchell, Breece Hall, they're at least doing something. I feel like at home here, I'll take the dog. I hate it. Probably loses, but I'll take them. Logan, what do you like?
I have a strict rule about backing the Jets on the spread. I really can't count on that offense to do a whole lot. But what I do like is their defensive side of the ball. So listen to this one. I'll be on the Falcons team total under. I saw 20.5. If that's what the line is, I'm fine with that. This Jets defense is good. They are very good, especially in the red zone. They get stingy. And I think they're going to make the Falcons have to settle for some field goals because this is not an efficient Falcons red zone attack as well. Missing Drake London, as you mentioned, it really goes through Algier and Bijan Robinson. That's where the offense is going to come from. So it's up to the Jets and their front to be able to bow up and stop that. And I think they're able to do that. You look at kind of how the Jets play. They want to chew the clock. They want to play possession football, and I'm fine with that. They can have an 8-minute drive that results in a field goal or whatever. I don't care. Defensively, though, that's where I want to back them on that side of the ball. So I like the Falcons team total under.
Just disgusting. Just disgusting. But let's keep things moving. Logan, word on the street is you told me your best bet of the week is in this game as the Saints take on the Dolphins. We'll let you talk about that one at the end of the video. Logan and I each brought our best bet of the week to the table. We'll talk about them at the end. Logan, looking at this game here, Miami 5.5-point favorites over under 42.5. Looking at it, I don't love this game. Won't lie to you, but I will take the over here at 42.5. I'm not bought in on that Saints defense. I think they stink. And I know they've had some good games, but again, most of their good games they've played defensively have been against divisional foes. So teams that they see all the time, they're kind of used to what those teams do. The Dolphins offense has been humming. They're coming off a bye week after their trip to Spain, right? I think their offense can score points here. Jalen Waddle and company, they're putting up points. Both these two teams tend to play pretty fast as well, pretty creative. I know they don't have the best skill players, but I do think there's points in this game. 42.5. This is one of the rare games there isn't trash weather. It's in Florida. It's in Miami. Should be good weather. And these two teams find a way to squeak over 42.5. Don't know how they do it. Don't know where they're coming, but I think the points come at some point. Our next game, Logan. Cardinals and Buccaneers as we have a 44.5 total. Bucks, 4.5-point favorites. Look like Baker Mayfield will be missing this game, but all signs are saying that he's going to start. Does that mean give you any confidence back in the Bucks, or are you going with the total here? What do you like?
Now, this is one of those games, as you and I mentioned, I think we're going to be in agreement as far as game flow. I like the over. Maybe you chicken out after I tell you how much I like the over. It was in best bet consideration. I think both of these defenses are just really, really in bad positions. Number one, the Bucks defense, very, very banged up. We saw them trotting in like practice squad guys against the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Really, really bad showing. Now, again, on the road against a humming Rams team, can't necessarily hold that against them. But I can also say I think there's some explosive playmakers still in this Cardinals offense. I would like to see Marvin Harrison Jr. back. I know he's questionable. At the time we're recording this, no idea if he does play. That would add a lot of explosiveness back to this Cardinals offense. But again, they still have guys. They still got McBride. They're still able to run the ball pretty well. Even on a Bucs defense, I think they'll be able to keep them honest. I don't necessarily think Todd Bowles is just going to be able to bring the house, and that works, especially against a veteran quarterback like Brissett. And then on the other side, the Bucs with Baker Mayfield, it's just get the ball out quick. The longer Baker Mayfield holds the ball, bad things are happening. His offensive line is giving him virtually no time to throw these days. I think they're going to be able to scheme some things a little bit better this week against the Cardinals offense or defense that is very generous in terms of like giving up. They give up a ton of yards. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for these two offenses to convert in the red zone. Hopefully they result in touchdowns. I love the over.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about many of the games pre-show, but we both looked at this game and it was one of the ones we talked about. And we both liked the over, but man, it just feels like a trap. Feels like a game that you just. And I'm looking at the Cardinals' schedule recently, like a game against Dallas, 27-17, could feel very similar to this kind of game. But that being said, I'm not going to take the over with you. I'll back the Cardinals plus 4.5. A team that has lost 3 straight, hasn't looked great. But coming here on the road against Tampa, man, Tampa's in a skid. And I'm just not bought in on the team right now. They just don't have, I'm sure they're getting Bucky Irving back, but now they have Bucky back. Like, what are we doing? Are we doing Bucky, Rashad White, Sean Tucker? Like, I feel like that's going to mess with all those guys' flow. And this is the Cardinals defense that hasn't looked great. But again, the offenses they've struggled against are like the 49ers. They really struggled there. Seattle. Other than that, they've been competitive in most games. The Bucs team just feels like they're just not clicking right now. And sure, they could win this game, but Baker injured. I think they're able to make enough stops. I'm not saying the defense makes a ton of them because I don't trust them, but I really think that this Cardinals offense is suited to attack this Buccaneers defense, which is throwing the football. Bucs really good at stopping the run, bad at stopping the pass. I don't even know if the Cardinals know they can run the football because the last 2 weeks, their leading rushers had 24 and 28 yards. So again, they'll just be slinging it around. I think they find something. Give me the Cardinals plus the 4.5. Our next game, Logan, we move, I believe, to the 4 o'clock window, if I'm not mistaken, as we have the Chargers playing host to the Raiders. The Chargers, 9.5-point favorites, over under 40.5. Logan, I hate this game. I hate it. What do you like here? Let's get on out of here because this game sucks.
I've told you there's a few things that I do, and this is one of my systems. I fade the Raiders. I think they are arguably the worst team in football. They have no identity offensively. Don't know what's going on. They fired Chip Kelly. Congrats. I think that guy is just clueless in terms of offensive coordinator. That being said, this Chargers team still has a lot to play for. And I think they are just able to assert dominance against the Raiders defense that is really, really bad. They are arguably, I think the Raiders defense is their top 3 worst defenses in terms of like a lot of metrics. And the Chargers, they don't even have to be that sharp in this game. They can win. They can win ugly and still win by double digits. I'm only having to lay 9.5. That is a gift. Give me the Chargers and the points.
It could be early Christmas present. That's what the people are saying, actually. I'm actually rare first half team total over, actually. I'm just on the over 20.5 points. The Chargers could hit the 21 by themselves, but I do like to buy into the narrative of Chip Kelly getting fired. Chip Kelly was terrible. It's like they didn't know what the heck they were doing. And they can't honestly be worse. Geno Smith's been pretty bad, but I think the offense is something to prove here. And so I think the offense shows up a little bit here. I think you see a lot of Brock Bowers, if I had to guess. I mean, he's basically their only option. And I think the Chargers, coming off that game, their bye week, and then the game before that was that game against the Jags where they just got punched, and they never punched back. So, again, a Harbaugh team I'd expect to show up. I think the Chargers could put up 21 in the first half, but I'll just take the first half over. 20.5. Give it to me. I think that cashes, and I think that's an easy winner. Our next game, we have the Sam Darnold revenge game as him and the Seahawks play host to the Minnesota Vikings, who won't be starting J.J. McCarthy. It will be Max Brosmer. We'll see if he could be any better or worse. I mean, honestly, there's no guy that's on a bigger hate watch than J.J. McCarthy watching Max Brosmer this week. He cannot afford Brosmer to look good. He can't. He needs to suck, and he's going to be hate watching from the sidelines. But, Logan, that's not what we're here for. 11.5, though, our biggest spread of the weekend. What are you doing here?
I think because there's not a whole lot of film out on what this offense looks like for Minnesota, not under J.J. McCarthy, I think there's a little bit of value to take the Vikings. So I'm going to take the Vikings plus the points. I think that was the angle I was on last week. just wrong side against Green Bay. Bad call there because JJ McCarthy looked so lost in that game. So in my opinion, it's hard to get worse than what JJ McCarthy was giving them. I mean, with young quarterbacks, they're going to grow, they're going to learn from that. One of the biggest mistakes I think JJ McCarthy does is he's just always looking to run. He's always looking to move the pocket. And in the NFL, you need quarterbacks that can just drop back, stay in the pocket, trust your offensive line a little bit, and make a read. Is Max Brosmer going to be able to do that? I don't think he can do a worse job than what JJ McCarthy was doing. So I think there's some offensive potential there for the Vikings. And the fact that the world is kind of sleeping on them now, they all the memes, I saw all the JJ McCarthy memes. Nobody's backing the Vikings in this spot. No, they think the Seahawks are just going to roll them. They're going to go, all the 12s are going to be up. They're going to roll them. I think this is still a one possession game. There's a lot of value on the Vikings as road dogs in this spot. The Seahawks not necessarily the best defense at stopping the short and intermediate, which is where I think Max Brosmer attacks guys like Aaron Jones in the past game. So give me the Vikings plus the points.
That's nasty, Logan. I like it, but you got to admit that's pretty nasty. I'm actually looking for the line that I was going to take. I feel like a very easy wager to do is Seahawks first half spread -6.5. So I'm fading that. I'm taking the Vikings plus the 6.5 in the first half. They're going to own Sam Darnold. He's coming back. He thinks he's going to be, you're going to torch him. No, I have full faith in Brian Flores and the Vikings defense saying, you know what? Jackson Smith-Njigba, no, we have to put an end to the madness. Some team has to triple team him, force Darnold to go somewhere else. And I think the Vikings are a team that can do it, play a lot of too high cover. They play a lot of blitzing. They're blitzing the heck out of him. I think they can own Darnold for at least a half. I'm not saying they do anything. And also, if I'm them with Brosmer, we're running the heck out of that football. We don't need him throwing it deep. I think it's a ton of shorter throws. And maybe in the second half, the Seahawks make those adjustments. Like, all right, this guy hasn't thrown it past 5 yards. And maybe like, all right, fine, we'll make some adjustments. But I just feel like it's too easy. And I feel like the last few weeks, it looks so easy to take the Lions first half spread. Next thing you know, they almost lose outright to the Giants. I like taking the Vikings here. I'm in agreement with you. Good luck on the full game. I'll be getting in and out, but I wish you luck, my friend. Full game wise, I won't be there. Our next game, Logan, to end the 4:00 window is the Bills taking on the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers back under center. The Bills haven't really looked great as of late. 3-point favorites though on the road in Pittsburgh. Logan, I'll get it out of the way. I'm gonna be on the over here, 45.5. This Bills defense stinks. Call it what it is. They stink. They're down guys. They just can't stop the run. And I just think that the Steelers are going to be able to put up some points in some capacity. And if they put up points, I have full faith in Josh Allen to find some voodoo magic to score some points as well. 45.5, one of the higher totals on the board this weekend. I think that there's points here in Pittsburgh, even if the weather's a little chilly. I mean, Buffalo's used to playing in bad weather. If that is the case, this game's going over. It's going over. Give me what you like, though.
Yeah, that's a decent angle to take, though. As you mentioned, that Bills defense looks bad. They can't win up front, and in football, that's where it starts. So give me the Steelers plus the points in this one. I think they're live dogs in this spot at home. This is a big time step up game for the Steelers team, because if you can take down Josh Allen, then you get a little bit of momentum rolling into the Steelers schedule is very weird too. If you haven't looked at it, they play like all their divisional games at the back half of the schedule. So a win like this would definitely add some momentum, and I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're, like I said, they can win this game outright. The Bills are not the juggernauts they used to be. As you mentioned, they are very banged up on defense. If you can't stop the run, what are you going to do? And the Steelers' identity is they want to win up front. They put in multiple tight end packages. They put in Freiermuth and I'm thinking of the guy from Georgia, big guy from Georgia. What's his name?
Darnell Washington.
Darnell Washington. Yeah, Darnell Washington. They put those guys up there and they say, we're just going to push you 5 yards back and we're going to get 5 yards to carry, 5 yards to carry. And next thing you know, you're down in the red zone. And that's I think what the Steelers team does. They line up and they just punch the Bills in the mouth. And defensively, they are getting a little bit better. And Josh Allen's not having a whole lot of time to throw. Have you noticed that? I mean, they played Houston, a really good Houston defense last week, but Josh Allen is still not like being able to enjoy a comfortable pocket. He is having to roll out and kind of run for his life a lot. And I think the Steelers exploit that. I like the Steelers a lot.
Yeah, Allen will be without both of his tackles in this game. So could be something to keep an eye on with TJ Watt and company coming and getting him. So maybe you'll see. Honestly, I don't even know if maybe just thinking about some props, maybe like an under and longest pass or something like that, where it's like, hey, Josh has got to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Wouldn't shock me at all. The Steelers secondary has been better as of late, though. I will give them credit. Since switching Jalen Ramsey to not guarding anyone, that has actually been the solution because he was burnt toast out there. But now that he's kind of their safety, it's been a little bit interesting. It's been working. Sunday Night Football. Broncos taking on the Commanders. Logan, this is where my best bet of the week is. So I will not talk about this game until after the next one. We only have 2 more games left. But what do you like in this game?
I'm going back and forth on the side. I don't see a whole lot of value on either side, but maybe you will. I do like the over though, as far as points go. The Commanders defense, they're again bottom. We got to talk bottom of the barrel units in football these days. They don't have a whole lot figured out defensively. Again, they're missing key guys. Whatever. Denver will exploit that. They like to throw the ball down the field. They like to be aggressive. Whether it's a Sutton week, whether it's a Troy Franklin week, doesn't really matter. They're going to get those deep shots down the field. This is one of those games that you could look up and the Broncos have 28 points by halftime. Very possible. It's also possible that the Commanders do contribute to this total, which again, look at the spread. It's a shorter spread than I think a lot of people are expecting. So given the spread, I think the Commanders offense is able to show up a little bit. We've seen some vulnerabilities with that Broncos secondary before. I think the Commanders get to that. So again, I see points on both sides in this one. A total that's in that low 40s range that I think could just creep over. You don't need a whole lot of red zone efficiency to get 44 points, and that's what I'm banking on here.
Hey, I like it. I'll talk about that game in a second. And then our final game of the week before getting to our best bets is we have the Giants taking on the Patriots. Patriots 7.5-point favorites on Monday Night Football in Foxborough, over under 46.5. Giants just fired their defensive coordinator. Will that make a difference? I guess time will tell. But Logan, I don't really have a great read on this game, but I'm curious what your thoughts are here.
Damn it, you made me go first.
I don't know. Like Jackson Dart coming back under center after a couple weeks out. The Giants have their bye week next week. So is this like they just fired the defensive coordinator? Is this just I don't know. I don't really know what to do here.
I think I'm a little bit more comfortable taking the Patriots and laying the points with them just because I see like scenarios, right? Like if these two teams played 10 times, how many do the Patriots win by double digits? I think like seven, maybe 8 times out of 10, they win this game going away. So I'll lay the points with the Patriots. Not our favorite game. I hate that this is the primetime game on Monday night. It is what it is. Drake May still trying to prove to the world that this Patriots team is elite AFC contenders, which I do think they are. They've had a very easy schedule. So again, it continues the trend of easy schedule. And I think they beat up on this Giants secondary that's not very good. As you mentioned, Jackson Dart coming back. The Giants' offensive line is still not that great. I mean, they're not going to give him a whole lot of time to throw. He's going to have to run, and a quarterback coming back. If I'm a quarterback, putting myself in Jackson Dart's shoes, am I excited to take some hits from defenders running? Probably not. And so I think they keep this Giants offense a little bit vanilla, a little bit just take what the defense gives you. And that's not how you beat the Patriots. Against the Patriots, you have to be very aggressive. You have to take the ball down the field. And that Giants team is not equipped to do that. So I'll take the Patriots.
Yeah, I would normally be there with you. I'll actually be on the Patriots first half spread, which is 3.5. I feel like when you get in that second half, Jackson Dart starts to make some magic, and you're like, why did I fade this guy? He's him. But I do think that the Patriots come out here not off a great week where they did beat the Bengals, but it's not like they looked great. I'm still not sold on this Giants defense. I know they have a new change of defensive coordinator, but their secondary is pretty bad. They haven't been able to stop the run. I think Henderson could be in for a decent game. I think at the end of the day, the Patriots at least lead by 4 at halftime, which is the 3.5 cover. I think Jackson Dart maybe struggles a little bit in that first half. They make some adjustments. Second half, they start getting going. I do like points in that game at 46.5. I think there are points, but I will take the Giants. I'll fade them. Give me the Patriots. First half spread. Logan, though, it is time for our best bets of the week. Logan, since you held things down last week, I'm going to give you the honor to go first. People know where your game is, but what do you like for your best pick of the week this week?
This is not one of the sexiest games on the slate. And to be honest, this slate on Sunday, not the best, but I do find a lot of value in backing the Miami Dolphins. So my best bet of the week, I'm laying the points with the Dolphins. 4.5. You might see 5.5 on your book as well, but I like them to just win this game and win it pretty decently. Now, fading the Saints, a very, very good idea, because if you look at against the spread numbers since October 12th, they have only covered one. They have failed to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of their last 6 games. The Saints, when they lose, they tend to just explode. They self-destruct. They looked really bad against a Falcons team that was reeling, and that was in New Orleans. So now going on the road against Miami, a team that still has a lot of talented guys. McDaniel, not my favorite coach, but as I mentioned, they're starting to piece things together, and that's why I think down the stretch this Dolphins team's a little bit feisty. There will be a pain into some of those AFC contenders. They will be able to be competitive in those games. So, and either I'm overlooking Tyler Shuck and the Saints offense completely, or I'm just a little bit too confident in the Dolphins. Maybe a little bit of both in that one. But look at the numbers for the Saints offense, because it's atrocious. They're 32nd. That is dead last in football in terms of points scored, and against a Miami Dolphins offense that can strike quickly. That's not where I want to be. I would never want to be on the Saints. 29th in rushing yards. They can't really run the football. 29th in yards per play. Can't get anything down the field. And I'd argue that's probably where you want to attack Miami. And then you just look at this Miami offense. I think they're going to be able to really exploit the Saints defense that, yes, at times they've looked good, but again, against a lot of these bad teams and against teams that they really should be able to hang around with, they're not doing that. So the only time they actually did anything of note was against Carolina. And I mentioned Carolina, they play these weird divisional teams bad. That's not the case in this one. They have no familiarity with the Dolphins. Dolphins offense will be able to go up and down the field with ease. Give me the fish minus the 4.5. Also like them at 5.5 if that's your book. That's going to cash this week. Austin, though, what you rolling with?
Yeah, Logan, I love your pick, but I have to balance you out. You're taking a favorite. I got to take an underdog, and I love this underdog. It is going to be one that no one wants to run out and back this team, and I get it. They have been bad. The Commies plus 5.5, minus 110 on Sunday Night Football. The Broncos are the Chiefs of last year. They don't beat up teams. They just get lucky at the end. They win those one-score games. I mean, just look at their games recently. They won by 3, won by 3, won by 3. Sure, they beat Dallas by 20, 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. This team just wins those tight games, and no one wants to bat the Commanders. Not with Marcus Mariota under center, but I think this is an unorthodox offense. They could run some QB run plays and QB smash and power plays like that, and then get some guys healthy finally. We have Terry McLaurin back, Deebo Samuel back. Their running backs are all pretty much healthy here. So, and their offensive line is healthy, and their defense, sure, they're missing some guys, but I still think they have enough there. And they're coming off their bye week, just like the Broncos. This is a Commanders team. It's now or never. I know they're not going to make the playoffs. They're 3-8, but at home here, taking on Denver in Sunday Night Football, you got to show up at least a little bit. I'm not asking you to win this game outright, but 5.5-point dogs, I think they can. Denver, they have struggled on the road. Like I said, they have not beaten a lot of teams, but on the road, they lost their first 2 road games. Then they beat Philly in a game that they had to come back in. Then their game against Houston, where they only won by 3. So again, they've been playing really tight games on the road. Just Bo Nix and company in the cold here in Washington. I'm going to fade them. They got a divisional game next week against the Raiders. I think maybe not that they're overlooking this spot, but Sunday Night Football, I feel like you sometimes see some wonky things. And if I'm not mistaken, every single money line parlay, if it goes into Sunday Night Football, do you think it has Commanders in there? Heck no. It's going to have Broncos, and people are going to feel safe about that one. Final leg, Broncos have won 1, 2, 3, like 8 straight games. So, yeah. Give me the Commanders. They might mess around and win outright, but I think at worst they lose by 3 or 4. Give me the Commies plus the 5.5, a nasty one, but it's cashing. Those are our favorite picks for week 13. As I said at the top of the show, we'll have a props and parlays video, the one that we give you all of our props, the ones that we bet, all of those things in that video at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Once it's live, I will link it over here. Make sure you check it out. Let's have ourselves a great week. We've been crushing the books so far this week and all season long. Let's keep it going into week 13 on what's not a great Sunday slate, but definitely a slate that money can be made. We'll see you guys back again in the next one. We're out of here. Peace.